All right. Hey, everybody. This is Stephanie again. We are going to do this again because we are nothing if not tenacious here, and we should have the bugs worked out by now. All righty. I'm waiting for my co-host Maria to show up here. Make sure that you comment when you do, Maria. So my name is, here we are. I like this angle. This is a good angle. Anyway, my name is Stephanie. I am the retail director for City Museum in St. Louis. I also like to say that I am kind of the historian by virtue of tenacity, because I've been here for a very long time. Obviously, tech is not my thing, but even I am not this incompetent with this sort of thing, so it'll be just fine. Maria, there you are. See, I'm not getting an invite thing. All I'm getting is your viewers. So we're just going to keep working. Maybe what? Maybe we're not that. All right, well, we'll give it a shot again. Hi, Josh. Hi, Melissa. So far, we have nobody except the people we work with, but this will be fine. Tap their picture, it said. And all I get is your viewers. I don't get a thing that says invite. Okay, well, we're just going to keep moving. All right, so my co-host, if we can figure out how to sign her in, is Maria Castley. She is Director of Tours, Tour Manager, and I know that lots of you out there want to see City Museum tours. So that is something that we might be previewing in coming weeks when we get much, much better at this technological end of it. So thanks for those of you that have hung around for this. I promise this will be an interesting post, at least I think it is. And if any of you, those of you are on from the famous Barr page, I think that you will enjoy it as well. Alrighty. So, do we have a timer on here? No, we don't. All right, we'll keep moving. So I've told you, I am the retail director here at the museum. And we have a wonderful new little gem of a store called Artifacts. Where is it? Called Artifacts. It's a gorgeous little store. We have all kinds of, what we carry in here is City Museum artifacts, pieces of exhibits, things that we are no longer using, things that you might like to have a part of, since everyone seems to like City Museum kind of a lot. The other things that I sell in here, that we carry in here, are St. Louis artifacts, St. Louis artist works. But I like there to be a City Museum connection whenever possible. So, wait a minute, Maria and Mark can what? Hold on a second. I'm getting a message that may help me here. Hi, Mark. Yeah, I'm not getting an invite thing, though. Okay. Well, I don't know what else to say. Maria and Mark can weigh in from the comments. All right. Thanks, you guys. Hi, Jarrett. Hello, Amber. Anyway, so one of our best sellers here at the store are these T-shirts from Bygone Brands. Oh, it says I can't do that. Okay, I've rotated. T-shirts from Bygone Brands. And so these are, as it says, these have logos from places and items that are no longer around. They're great nostalgic items, and people always have something to say. There's a reason why we have Red Goose shoes, and I am sure that we will address that on another broadcast. And yes, I said broadcast, because I've been here since Hector was a pup. Anyway, one of my favorites and one of our most commented on things is Famous Barr. That is a Famous shirt. Is on a mannequin from Famous. And we also have this lovely, very well-researched and delightful book about Famous Barr by Edna Campos Gravenhorst. And it's chock full of information and pictures that it's really a great little book. Anyway, if you're from St. Louis, or if you're St. Louisan, you probably know that, I'll flip back around here, okay. So if you're a St. Louisan, you probably know that Famous was a department store. I did have a customer last week look at these shirts and say, well, where's the Famous Barr? And I said, well, it was a store, and he was very disappointed. Anyway, so the flagship store is still standing. That's about 9 blocks from here at 6th and Olive. Famous was bought by Macy's in the early 2000s or something, so there are no longer any Famouses, but that one is now closed. Let me see. Ooh, I should have taken a drink before I started this. I got there. Okay, Maria has my visual. I should make stucco toasted raviolis, Josh. I'm going to leave that to you or to Mark, since you guys are the cooks. How about that? Anyway. So the flagship store is still standing, except it's not a Famous anymore. It is about 9 blocks from here at 6th and Olive. The stores that we are going to be most interested in today were the 3 branch stores that were, oh, I'm supposed to be looking at you, aren't I? Hi, Zeke. The 3 branch stores that were built in the mid-centuries. Clayton was built in 1948, Southtown in 1951, and Northland in 1955. And these were great examples of modern architecture, clean lines, nice materials. Morton May, who was the CEO of and chairman, owner, whatever, of May department stores that owned Famous and a couple of other regional chains, small regional chains, was a great, he recognized the importance of modern architecture and a great supporter of them. So most of the early Famous stores are gorgeous. If you have an interest in the residential architecture of that time, you probably already know this, but if you don't know the Morton May House, Google Morton May House, St. Louis, and gaze lovingly at the pictures, let me tell you. It's a masterpiece. Hi, Katie. All righty. So these 3, anyway, back to the branches. These 3 stores were beautiful, beautiful examples. Out of the 2, it was 2 different architecture firms, but they employed gorgeous, luxurious, but understated materials and very fine craftsmanship. So, hey, who else is out there? Marie, you have my visual aids ready? All right, I'm going to head down to the first floor here because you ask, what does this mean to City Museum? All right, well, the Southtown Famous store, as you recall, was built in 1951. It was closed in 1992 and was torn down between 1994 and 1995. What this has to do with City Museum, we'll see. My God, I'm walking downstairs and talking at the same time, which is pretty impressive. I'm not holding on to anything. Hi, baby. Oh, that's my husband, sorry. And there's CJ. Hi, CJ. All right, you know what? Usually I don't have a problem just talking incessantly. Here we go. All right. So what does this mean to City Museum? What's the connection? Well, hello, birds. When you walk into City Museum, let me flip this. When you walk into City Museum, you are literally walking through the doors of Southtown Famous. Bob Castley and the crew were able to save a lot of these gorgeous materials that came from the store when it was torn down. And they formed the backdrop for the lobby. So there are miles and miles of this gorgeous Dakota red granite. And you could kind of argue that this also helped to influence the palette of the first floor lobby here. I think that, pardon our mess, we're cleaning. I think that a lot of times this gets lost. We'll come back to that. So, and any of you that know me know this is exactly what it's like to talk to me. Sorry. A lot of this, it says I can't rotate. Okay, fine. Come back here. All of this fluted stainless steel is a great example of the kind of things that were used in this store. All this beautiful red granite. Again, this is a common department store. All of these lovely, sensuous curves that help set the tone for the designs on the floor. Right? And also provided a kind of a nice matchup for all the stainless steel that's used in the pan wall. So, that says I can't turn it. All of this here and all of this here came from Famous. Anyway, and I think that a lot of times, well, I think all the time, this probably gets lost, you know, in the visual stimulation of the mosaics and the pan wall and the architectural remnants and the whale and yada yada. But this really provides just a gorgeous backdrop for everything in the lobby. All right. Oh, hello from Sicily. How exciting. City Museum loves you, and we hope you come back soon, too. Hi, Ash. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Robin. We're working on it. Working on it. Anyway, so, where are we here? Oh, I know. So with how this stuff was salvaged, I talked to Ricky yesterday, and he remembers a lot of this. A lot of this had to be, well, he remembers a lot of 9 and 10 o'clock evenings over at the corner of Kings Highway in Chippewa, where this store was, because all of this salvage work had to be done after the wreckers were done for the day. And this would have been a huge job. Now, and mind you, so these were deals that were brokered with the demolition company. We didn't just go get this stuff. It was all on the up and up. But mind you, these buildings were massive, and they were fortresses, and they took months and months to take down. So they did have time to go and salvage all of this, as much of this material as they possibly could. Hi, Ash. Oh, did I do that wrong? Anyway, sorry. Okay. So he remembers a lot of late nights going and picking this stuff up. All right, so I'll show you this. Let's see if I can get this without the shiny paper, because it is ensconced in plastic. Southtown Famous Barr is now closed. So this has been in my living room for years, and my husband's living room before that. Hi, CJ. What?
Oh. It says go to viewers and then click Maria.
Yeah, I know, I did that.
Oh, it didn't work?
The invite doesn't come up.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
I tried.
Thanks though, Nancy. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working, but it isn't. Anyway. So, then I probably need my visual aids, don't I? Well, this is sort of deteriorated, but bear with me. We'll get better. Mark says, what's up, CJ? All right. Maria, did you post my pictures? So this is a picture. Oh, it says I can't do that. Maria, please post my pictures. I'm going back. All right. Oh my. Okay. So The Southtown Famous Bar is now closed sign. It's been in my living room for quite some time, and before that it was in my husband's living room. My husband is Mark Von Drasek. He is a legacy artist and builder with City Museum, and I asked him about this last night. I said, what, did this come down? What's the story behind this? And he said, those were on the doors when I went to the 7th floor with George to get them and bring them down, and we built them out and put them in. He said, that's one of my favorite things that I own. And it's a great memory. So that shows that they did go and recover this material, and it was stored for a short period of time before they started building with it here at the museum. This came down in 94, 95. The museum opened in 1997, so this build up probably would have been in like 1996. Is that right, Mark? You can say what's up to CJ. Anyway, so these materials were recovered and stored for a period of time. So why do these items matter? I read a great article that was on the Famous Barr page. Yep, thank you, okay. Oh, ghosts again, still no pictures? Okay, fine. Thanks, Maria. I have pictures of some of the demolition and whatnot, and a picture of Famous, but you might just do better to Google that yourself. Anyway. So why do these items matter? There was a great article, in fact, it was posted on the Famous Barr page, about what we lose when these department stores close. And really, I think now, in the last 20 years or so, we don't recall what a department store was like back then. You could do everything from getting your shoes repaired to buying a diamond necklace, get your hair cut, have lunch, buy a wedding dress, and a tape measure, You could buy concert tickets. It was really much more than just a store to go shop in. It really was a place of community. And this article brings up that when these big stores are lost, that so many people, generations of people, participated in all these rites of passages at these big stores. It's from where you got your first haircut to where people went and bought your wedding presents. And beyond. You've got okay, I bought Iggy Pop and the Stooges Raw Power at Famous Barr's record department. Digest that for a minute. I'll wait. Anyway, you could do a whole lot of things at these department stores. And what that article kind of points out is that this is why people get so attached, is because they lose that sense of community. And what I found poignant, I read this article like 2 weeks ago, and then I went back and I reread it last night. And it points out, it says, basically it's downing technology, or pointing out that, what do we do? Where do we shop now? On our phones. How do we connect with each other? On our phones. But honestly, now that's turned out to be a great thing, hasn't it? That we're now able to connect on the phone, especially right now. So, here, I'll show you this. Okay, talk about rites of passage. I don't know, did any of you out there have a store like this that meant something to you, or that meant something, or any place really, any place that you have an affection for? For me, it was Northland Famous. And that's a place, when I came over the hill one day on Lucas and Knott and I saw it was being torn down, I had to go back and visit it every week for over a month before it was done. Katie, Hess's department store in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and that is another one. In fact, I think it's even mentioned in that article. It was a big regional store. And did he say he had the same kinds of things going on, same kinds of memories? So I'll bring these up. Getting your picture taken with Santa Claus was kind of a big deal. So here is my husband's picture with Santa Claus, and that would have been taken at Southtown Famous and Barr. Maria remembers Crestwood, yeah. This would have been my picture, or is my picture, with Santa at Northland Famous and Barr. You know, it's funny, obviously they're using the same backdrop. I don't know if those were, you know, contracted Santas, I guess, or whatever, but, you know, shows how we have shared experiences even in different places. Julie, you worked at Famous in Fairview Heights. What did you do there? Love the tie, I know. He does look nice, doesn't he? Anyway. Thanks, baby. I love it too. So anyway. I know, too much, right? So this is a segue here into something that we'd like to do for future broadcasts. You know, we know that City Museum means a lot to a lot of people, us too. So we'd like for you to send us, a famous manager. Cool, Julie. Anyway, we would like you to send us your pictures of you, whatever, your family at City Museum. Maria, do you want to comment on where we'd like them to send them? And we will pick one and feature it on... Whoa! You never told me that. Maria's grandma worked at the tea room in downtown Famous. She used to serve Vincent Price. All kinds of stories. Yeah, most of these stores, they would have like a lunchroom and then a fancier tea room where you'd go to lunch with your grandma or whatever, you know. We can't wait till we're open again either, Christine. Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, we'd like for you to send us your pictures. We can feature them on Musings here, which I promise you it's going to be a lot slicker. We had a whole different presentation worked out today, and this is kind of a last minute thing, but you can't tell that, can you? Gosh, I sure didn't. I sure can't. French onion soup, yes, it was the best. Anyway, we'll get this down. I would like to thank a couple of people, Toby Weiss, who is always a help to me even when she doesn't know it. This was her picture that we were going to put in the comments, but her picture of the doors at Southtown Famous after they were removed, the doors that I just walked through, the doors that many of you walked through a lot of times. This shows you a little bit of these curved granite pieces. So these would have been at the front. Anyway, I nicked this picture from Toby Weiss, who has very kindly told me that I can use different things. Did have a little picture of Southtown Famous, but it's kind of a terrible Google picture. So gives you a little bit of an idea, though. These were just gorgeous buildings. Anyway. We don't have anything online right now, Bridget, but we are working on that. And we can, when we're open, we can do mail orders through the gift shop, but we are, watch this space because we will be, I'm certain, moving forward with some things that we can get to you while we are closed. All right, thanks everybody for bearing with me. City Museum and Famous are both favorite subjects of mine, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. The Musings with Steph and Maria will be on 4 o'clock, I promise you, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it will be a much, much slicker production than this one. Yes, we will give our episodes some test runs before next Monday. We also, well, we have a different way of doing this. So thanks for bearing with me. Stay safe, everybody. Stay healthy. And we're all in this together. Bye-bye.